Hello, and welcome, my Aquarius Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. Welcome to your timeless shadow reading. I am your reader, Mark-Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998. Author of 2 books with a third one in progress. First one's called Spell Ingredients. The second one is called Words of Grace. Words of Grace has a Kindle version available and a link in the description box that if you click it, you can look at the first chunk of it for free, including the table of contents. You'll see it's mostly organized into chakra chapters. The first 3 cards down are about chakras. You might find it of interest. The original version, though, of Words of Grace, which we had to edit down considerably, it's a Fellini film fest compared to the Kindle version. Well, that one's over on patreon.com/Drawing the Circle, as well as the only place to find my first book, Spell Ingredients, and the third one will be there as well in our digital shop. Our digital shop has audios and videos. The audios and videos have free previews. Anyone can shop in the store. You do not need to be a subscriber. Some of my subscribers have those ebooks, audios, and videos as part of their subscription benefit package automatically, but all of my subscribers get 3 benefits in common. They get a daily check-in. I send them an unlisted YouTube live stream link pretty much every single morning. Did it this morning, it was good. We chat with each other about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications of said astrological weather, always ending with spiritual practice of some kind to send us on our way, and it's the wisest way for me to start the day. I'm telling you the truth. They also get all the extended readings, the part 2s to the part 1s here on YouTube. All of my extended readings are timeless and relationship oriented, twin flame, soulmate, blah blah blah, as well as they get a significant discount when they book me for private sessions. We'll talk about that at the end of the reading. I love me some Patreon. You can follow us for free. I'm putting out exclusive as well as advanced content for the free followers, including pictures and videos of my new kitten, and I will pop up a picture of my Samuel at the end of the video if you want to see what he looks like, because he's adorable. And you can even 7-day free trial us as a seeker or a human. They just keep giving us cool stuff to do what we love and love what we do over there on patreon.com. So click the link, check it out if you feel so drawn, if you feel so called, and come Patreon on Patreon. Because I'm the Archangel of Lions, Mark-Angelo Lyons. But you can just call me Mal. I don't take myself so seriously, you know? That's what makes me the fun one, and I got a lot of Aquarians in my life, you freaks. I love all of you. So let's do some explanation for the new Aquarians and cross-watchers, then we'll get into the divination. Feel free to jump ahead if you like. That being said, welcome. If you are new to my work, my channel here on YouTube, a shadow read is about spiritual alchemy. It's about letting go and forgiving and doing the shadow work, if you're familiar with the term. Alchemizing your shadow to light, your lead to gold, your pain to peace, so you shift from toxicity to health, from fear to love, and illusion to truth, for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser life, and a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser way, for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world, because there's only one of us here. Quantum unity, blah, blah, blah. Please don't make me do math. We're going to be doing this with 6 cards. The first 3 are about chakras, as I said, why my book Words of Grace may be hopeful. The 8th chakra, which I learned from Caroline Myss, MYSS, PhD, author of Anatomy of the Spirit, Sacred Contracts, Defy Gravity, Entering the Castle, and on and on and on. So we're going to use one of her, Caroline Myss's, archetype cards to represent what's going on in the 8th chakra over your head, right? It's like a satellite that sends down the archetypal patterns, codes, what have you, into the other chakras. So we shift what we attract and what we repel, whether we are aware of it or not. So we have the free will, the choice, the opportunity to heal, to no longer delay what cannot be prevented in our sacred contracts. In other words, moving through the reincarnational cycle, right? So you don't have to keep coming back for the same thing over and over and over again. So we'll get one of those. those. The next 4 chakras down we will do with the Daughters of the Moon Tarot, internal yin, internal feminine energy, heart, third eye crown, the stuff behind your eyes that maybe you share, maybe you don't, free will being what it is. We will look at the lower 3 chakras, the masculine yang dynamic, looking at yourself from the outside like in a mirror. Ooh, we left the Daughters of the Moon on. I'm not looking at what it is. Like looking at yourself in the mirror, right? Outside looking in. Maybe you from the inside looking out at people, places, and things, relationships in the physical world. And in a general cross-watcher read, it can certainly be both of those, because mirroring is a thing. And there's a whole section in my description box of videos all about shadow work and mirroring and all that stuff, and none of them are my own, right? So if it works for me, if it makes sense to me, I share it, because that's how I'm a spiritual teacher. I only share what works for me. So we'll get one of those from the Mythic Tarot for the lower 3 chakras, if you will. Once then those 3 are on the table, that's from the 8th chakra all the way down to the root. We will use the whispers of Lord Ganesha, Lord Ganesh, the Hindu elephant-headed god of success, prosperity, and remover of obstacles, to remove the 3 atoms in between lead and gold. We'll talk about that when we get to that card and see what the shadow work is involved. And then we're going to get you a Divine Animals Oracle, because every hero on a hero's journey has some sort of totemic animal, something or other, right? He-Man and Battle Cat, I could go on, I won't. Superboy and Crypto, I mean, on and on. Streaky, if you want to go there. I know I'm kind of going DC for you, aren't I? Very, very helpful doing shadow work to call upon the totemic or the animal pantheon, because we're human bodies. Animal, vegetable, or mineral, we're animal, right? So some power there, particularly if your star seed is particularly aligned with an animal like us Illyrians. Meow. And we will end with a Matt Kahn healing mantra to help you heal, because shadow work is just another form of healing. And do remember, Aquarians, 11th house, the humanitarians, the friends of the zodiac, right? Always with that higher purpose, that fixed air focus, that as one of us heals the shadow even a little bit, all of us heal, right? Because there is only one shadow, or if you like, Eckhart Tolle, power of now, the collective pain body, and we all have a little toe, or maybe more, maybe up to the knees in some cases, into our own shadow. So, you know, for happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser ways, lives, and happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser ways for happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world, shifting you to a more golden rather than leaded timeline. I think it might be worth it, and that's what these reads are for, and there is our explanation. Let's get into the divination. The shift from one to other, for me, happens in these still points. So both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. And I promise I will do anything within my power to help anyone do their spiritual alchemy, do the shadow work. As I said, it's just happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser for all of life every time someone does. Little bit by little bit. And sometimes a little bit goes a long way. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Pantheonic override. A place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all. And with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Beloved pantheons of the divine, one card in clarity, please. What is the dominant archetype in the 8th chakra for the Aquarian collective and their cross-watchers? Reason, season, or lifetime, so they can get a clue, a tip, a hint about the shadow work involved for them for this time. The shadow read. Ooh, the rescuer. Oh, I know a lot of Aquarian rescuers. Animal rescuers, people rescuers, ex-boyfriend rescuers. A lot of them. This is a healing family archetype. There are 9 different families or groups. You know, you can, like I said, have a reason, season, or a lifetime. I take in black cats, but I'm a witch. So, you know, they're the least adopted. So in some ways I rescue them, but they always come to me, right? I don't go looking for them. They find me. So written on the card here is the shadow attribute and the light attribute. I call this lead, this gold. 3 atoms that have to be released from lead to make gold, symbolically speaking, because if that was literal, the world would be drastically different. That's why we're going to use the Whispers of Lord Ganesh to see those 3 atoms as symbolic obstacles. So, the lead assumes that the rescue will reciprocate, and I have seen Aquarians fall into that trap so many times because they help people, and then when it's their turn, not so much, right? Keeps the rescued one needy. Little adventures of Baron Munchausen syndrome there. The gold you're shooting for. Provides strength and support to others in crisis. More times than I can count. I can think of one Aquarian friend of mine in particular. Acts out of love with no expectation of reward. And that's really where you see the egalitarian, humanitarian, this is the age of Aquarius vibe playing out, right? Harmony and understanding, although that's very Pisces if you ask me, but whatever. So, a healing family archetype, the rescuer. The rescuer comes to me as needed, for reasons, because I can't help it. If I see someone slip on the ice, I'm going to probably laugh first and then go help them up. I know that's not healthy. But, thousands of years of genetic sense of humor, both sides of my family, I'm doing my best. Generation X. Let's get those next 4 chakras down with the Daughters of the Moon Tarot, shall we? Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. My goddesses override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all, with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. My beloved goddesses, please, one card in clarity for the Aquarius Collective and the Cross Watchers. What do they need to be aware of? The internal heart, third eye crown, to help them alchemize the rescuer in the 8th for this timeless read. 4 of Flames, conflict, that would be the 4 of Wands. On the inner, definitely a throat chakra card, because fire is willpower, right? Do you fire or don't you, right? Fire! Here we have 2 archers facing each other, flaming arrows drawn, but 1 dragon fueling the fire, right? So there is a conflict here, which is the key word written on the card, but the throat chakra, I find, has 3 settings, if you will. Let's talk gadgetry to the Aquarians. Spit, swallow, or chew, right? There's no blend, there's no puree, there's no liquefy, right there. I just made it a blender for you. Beauty blender. Definitely this is chew. You want to chew on that. Sometimes we will, just out of habit, just swallow. I'll deal with that later, or not at all. Push it down. Sure, push it down into your energy field and into your cell tissue. Great, fine. And it pops up in the world in all sorts of weird ways. So this is something that you can certainly chew on. For example, not so much how you rescue, but why you rescue. Are you looking for reciprocation in situations where there aren't? Because there are other archetypes that can totally do that with reciprocation. So there might be something stuck in your craw, and there ain't nothing worse than an Aquarian with something stuck in their craw, because they will overthink it. Hey, I'm a Virgo. That's why I'm really good with Aquarians. We understand each other big time. Okay, here we go. Lower 3 chakras, outside in, inside out. Let's have a look-see-ducksy. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. My gods override. A place for everything, and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. My beloved gods, please, one card in clarity for the Aquarians and the Cross Watchers. What do they need to be aware of? Masculine, yang dynamic, lower 3 chakras, outside in, inside out, to help them to alchemize the rescuer in the 8th with 4 of Flames, conflict on the inner for this timeless shadow read. Five of Wands, Jason and the Argonauts fighting the dragon to get the golden fleece. So 4 flames on the inner, 5 of Wands on the outer. We are talking about a rescuer conflict. Okie dokie. So look, obviously in a situation that's an emergency, like rescuers are, you know, paramedics, first responders, firemen, right? The police, right? all of that. But that's just like the formal professional side of it. Like I said, I know a lot, like one of my favorite Aquarians on planet Earth, a dear friend of mine, is in IT, and he has come to the fucking rescue for me more times because I unplugged it and replugged it. You know, I'm a Virgo, I do my best. I'm a Pisces moon, darling. I try and feel that one out. It doesn't always work so well. So has come to my rescue too many times, right? And I always reciprocate though. I'm always like, how can I? And they're like, oh, no, I don't ask for anything. Don't worry about it. I do it because, you know, you're my friend. And I'm like, yeah, but then, you know, I do something for him, right? So we've been there for each other on and off. I hear a lot of his confessions pro bono. But, you know, what is this 5 of Wands about? You know, it's a 5. It could be root chakra. It could be societal, right? It could be tribal, right? Not just your biological family, but, you know, people at work, whatever. It could be second chakra here, an energy of creativity, conflict, creative conflict, financial conflict, even sexual conflict. It could be second chakra, you know, it's tricky, sticky one down there. But it could also be your solar plexus, speaking of like what are your boundaries, your honor code, your integrity when you are in conflict. And that is something certainly worth chewing on. And remember, conflicts lead to resolution. So it's always, to me at least, more important to get that in alignment on the inside and then bring that down the chakras and put it into action in the physical world. Because out of conflict, like creative conflicts, good things come out of them, but they have to be dealt with honorably. In my experience, you do you. You're an Aquarian. You're gonna anyway. So, all of the chakras are on the table in those 3 cards. Let's ask Lord Ganesh, because he's delightful. And this is a wonderful oracle deck. Thank you, Angela Hartfield, wherever you are. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Ganesh override. A place for everything and everything in its place. But all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. Beloved Lord Ganesh, please, 1 card in clarity for the Aquarian Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their cross-watchers. What is your loving, wise, powerful oracle message to help them alchemize the rescuer in the 8th? Conflict on the inner, 5 of Wands on the outer, Jason and the Argonauts fighting the dragon to get the golden fleece. But he has some magical witchy help along the way, and she puts the dragon to sleep. So, you know, he gets by with a little help from his friends. He doesn't treat her well, though. So, what do you got for him, beloved Ganesh, for this timeless shadow read? Belonging. That touched my heart. How dare you? Card number 11. Now he's riding a mouse. It'll come up when I read from the bookie book. These last 3 cards have bookie book reads because I can't remember all of that. I am, after all, 55 years old. Yeah, I know. Look at it. Thanks. Belonging. Learn to find security from within. And how easy is that when you got a conflict going on? But the key word there is learn. In this card, Ganesha uses the mouse as his vehicle, which signifies his triumph over the ego. Now let's take a pin at that for a second. Triumph over the ego. That's like an ancient mystical process that everyone is in, whether they're aware of it or not, right? But the ego is the most dormant part of the soul. It will awaken. It unravels. It's not destroyed. So it's not the enemy. It is a vehicle, right? His triumph over the... In Hindu mythology, the mouth symbolizes the ego, for the ego can eat away at all that is good and decent in a person, particularly in a conflict, inner and outer. Belonging seeks to solve the predicament illusion of the ego's own perceived separation, because separation is an illusion. That's why it's called the illusion of separation. Since the ego has no conscious memory of its connection to others and to source, you experience a need to get out of seclusion by bonding with people around you. That could be the Five of Wands challenge here. These people can be your family, peer groups, or your community. The ego is neither good nor bad. Everything in this world is neutral. Course in Miracles, look it up. I didn't write that. But simply a necessary part of you and this existence. The ego can manifest inclinations that are either more positive or more negative in nature. There are many positive aspects to belonging. You develop your ability to love, connect, bond, share, and care for others, rescuer. You see yourself more clearly through the mirror of relationship. It is important in belonging that you try not to seek approval through others. And I think that's the shadow side of it for realsies. Through this card, Ganesha is here to help you focus on the positive feelings from being part of a community. Learn to trust, ask for help, and to rely on others. And come on, that's 11th house. Like anything you read about Aquarius, there's always that like community aspect to it. 11th house, how our creativity interacts with the world rather than our destructivity, you know? So look, there's a lot of fire, but fire is the element of transformation. You can't unburn a cookie. And it's both minor arcana. None of this is major arcana. We only got 2 tarot decks in the spread here. So, you know, this is a thing. This will pass, right? But you get to do this in a sense that might burn down, instead of burning bridges, burn down some blockages to you having a sense of belonging. Because y'all are the freaks of the zodiac, but, you know, you go to a Comic-Con or a Star Trek convention or Star Wars, something or other, you're all there. Mileage may vary, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Okay, I kid, sort of live long and prosper. Really, if he wasn't an Aquarius, who was? Shall we? Let's see what's going on in the totemic realm for you. Please take a nice deep breath. I've been learning if you sit with your feet on the floor with your knees lower than your hips, your lower back ordinarily, maybe not so slouchy, tends to straighten. Live and learn. Please take a nice deep breath. I bet you a lot of people just readjusted their sitting positions. Still point. Totemic override. A place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all, and with harm to none as we will it. So let it be done. Beloved spirit animals and totems for the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers, who walks with them, who swims with them, who flies with them, who crawls with them. Ooh, almost sang that. Giving them the protection, the support, and of course, the loving, wise, empowered oracle message to help them alchemize the rescuer. In the 8th, 4 flames, conflict on the inner. 5 of wands, most likely conflict on the outer. Removing obstacles with, for, and to belong in belonging. For this time, let's read. Here you go, the hyena, fear. Hyena, laugh, cloud, laugh. All right, card number 38. Now, this is an intense card. Like, one side is just a verdant green field, and the hyena's like, hey, man, this is good. Just watch out for lions. And the other side, there's skeletons and whatnot. So I'm just going to read this to you. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. And the opposite of fear is love, but what is all-encompassing can truly have no opposite. Introduction to A Course in Miracles, something I recommend for every air sign, but particularly Aquarians. It's very friendly once you got through the iambic pentameter. Card number 38. I place the future in the hands of God. That's Shakespearean training in this life, although I dated Billy in another life. He was a hard bard. Where are we? Here we go. Hyena. Got a hyena. Keyword fear. Examine your fears, especially the fear of difference. aquariums, of the unknown and of death. There may be an abandonment of something, a belief, a person, a place. Remember that because something is strange, it doesn't mean that it cannot be beautiful or good. I've dated a lot of Aquarians. Absolutely. I know, outside of that context as well. We all have a job to do. We all have our own genius. And genius is a word associated quite often with Aquarian, higher vibe, fixed air, stratospheric, kind of see the big picture thinking. Be sure you have the correct information to have a truthful understanding, because that's the alchemy, right? From lead to gold, from fear to love, from illusion to truth. And the biggest illusion is the illusion of separation. I'm telling you, there's only one of us incarnate, right? Everybody's all one love, one heart, until someone pisses out their Cheerios, which is understandable. That's the human experience. It is, however, not the experience of the soul and the higher self. So it is said. Let's get you... Ooh, I did go on for a moment there, didn't I? Let's get you a Macron healing mantra. I've said it over and over. Air signs have such a edge with like mantras and affirmations and chants and all of that mental and often verbal stuff. As a Libra and Venus myself, Venus and Libra, I should say, they work for me. And these mantras work if you work them. So let's see what the Ascended Masters have to say for you. Please take a nice deep breath. Last card down. Still point. Ascended Masters override. A place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all and with harm to none. As we will it. So let it be done. Beloved Ascended Masters, what is the perfect and precise healing mantra to assist the Aquarian Collective and their cross-watchers in alchemizing the rescuer in the 8th chakra? With the 4 of Flames conflict on the inner, 5 of Wands possible conflict on the outer, removing obstacles with and for belonging, and dealing with the hyena power that allows us to face our fears and see things clearly. And we cannot have a thought of fear without lack, or a thought of lack without fear. What do you got for them, beloved Ascended Masters, to help them do this in this timeless shadow read? Welcoming surrender. There is no problem, only destiny being revealed. Last card in the deck. And our last card down. I've gotten this more times than I care to talk about, but it's true. It's not just true, it's truth. The ego sees everything as a problem as soon as it's not getting its way. Prove me wrong, right? But really, it's not a problem. It's a situation. Eckhart Tolle, Power of Now. Check it out, right? I'll give you Eastern and Western takes on all this. And it's all part of, an ineffable, good omens kind of divine plan, whatever you want to call it. So we all just have to play our role. But surrender ain't easy, but surrender is a huge part of shadow work. So let me read you what Mr. Khan has to say. Khan! For my Trekkies out there, there is no problem. Only destiny being revealed, and who really alchemizes fate from destiny better than a hero? And really, every Aquarian I know has a superhero bend to them. You are no longer worrying. When surrender is welcome, you are open to viewing life as the playground of the soul's evolution, and often I will say the ego's consternation. You are no longer worrying about what to do or where to go. Instead, you are following the gentle, peaceful flow of inner guidance. Let's stop there for a second, right? So, throat chakra, that's a viable choice. Particularly with this next line. Instead, you are following the gentle, peaceful flow of inner guidance. In surrender, every personal conflict is handed over to Source so as not to distract from the prime objective of evolving your consciousness with the utmost sincerity, love, and compassion for all. That's all very Aquarian, but throat chakra, Carolyn Mace, Anatomy of the Spirit, throat chakra chapter, every chakra has a sacred truth. The sacred truth for the throat chakra is, I surrender my will to the divine. right? I surrender. It's like, okay, fine. If this is the hero's journey, because it ain't much of a hero's journey without demons, dragons, vampires, and villains along the way, right? Conflicts. Otherwise, what's a conflict? A conflict-less hero's journey. I don't know. I don't think it would make box office, if you ask me. Just sort of moseys his way through and wins. That's annoying. This mantra is ideal for eliminating resistance, dealing with anger. Oh, that doesn't mean that you don't get angry, Aquariums. I've seen it. And easing an overthinking mind. Well, I'm sure you feel naked. I don't, even though I'm a Virgo and I can overthink like the best of them. So if you are new, I end my readings here on YouTube and with my clients as well, if we remember to do it, with what's called a blessimation. It's a blessing and a summation. It's a word we came up with over on Patreon, and it's just like adhered itself to my third eye. So I really don't know what's going to come out of my mouth when I do the blessimation. Not that I know at all once I hit the record button, but this in particular is really cool because it allows the energy to flow through me to you and out into the world. Shall we? Last time for this reading. And we'll talk about cool stuff, and I'll show you a picture of my kid, and please take a nice deep breath. Shazam. Still point. Pantheonic override. May we end as we began. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine on behalf of the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading, may they be blessed with all that they need to alchemize their shadow to light, their lead to gold, their pain to peace, shifting them from toxicity to health, from fear to love, from illusion to truth, to a more golden, loving timeline by welcoming surrender, because there is no problem, only their destiny being revealed. And sure, there's fear to be faced, and sure, there's always more to learn. It is, after all, a hero's journey, and it ain't much of a hero's journey without facing your fears and your shadows. Send Luke into the tree, you see what happens. So that there is a sense of belonging, dissolving gradually the illusion of separation within their own experience, right? Within themselves as well as within the world, because there is something going on there in the lower three chakras for them, but for them to really pay attention to their honor, to their integrity. Solar plexus may be dealing with money, sex, power issues, creativity issues, creative conflicts with others, or maybe it's just a tribal schmibal thing going on. They ain't no fun for anybody, so that they can chew on this conflict, because there is a solution to the conflict. There is a resolution to the conflict coming on there. So may they be blessed with all that they need to play the role of the healthy golden rescuer, providing strength and support to others in crisis, acting out of love with no expectation of reward, which means they don't have to take sides, which means that they can see the whole thing as the next stage of a video game, and they gotta beat the boss to level up for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser life in a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser way. Really, for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world for all of us, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So let it be. And so it is. It was good. Okay. A little bit of a womp womp there, perhaps. But if surrender was easy, we would have, we've been in nirvana thousands of years ago, and I don't just mean the band. Maybe that too we are, after all, the one. Oh, Kurt Cobain, I miss him. So if you liked the reading, please do hit the thumbs up, the like button. It shifts the algorithm, whatever that is, and helps other Aquarians and crosswatchers find this very reading. Can you believe it? Oh, technology, what a miracle, sort of. And if you want more of me here on YouTube, because I am the fun one, please do subscribe, comment, and all that stuff. You can hit the notification bell. You can even get all the notifications if you click the notification bell and then click the other thing, apparently. But if you want the deeper dive, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Malcolm, Patreon on Patreon. We got a bunch of aquariums over there too. We're having a really, really good time over on Patreon. I love the digital shop. I love the morning check-ins. $3 a month as a seeker. You get me pretty much every single morning on the couch with the cats, with a cup of coffee, talking about the day's astrological weather, you know, all of that. I love it. You can follow us for free. As I said, I'm putting out advanced as well as exclusive content for the free followers. The subscribers get to see that stuff too. And you can 7-day free trial us if you like as a seeker or a human. Jump out the last day if you like, but if you want the extensive discount, you got to stay for the month and book me within the month, because that's fair. Don't you think? Humanitarian, I think so. So yeah, click the link, check it out. Go shop in the store. Free previews of the audios and videos and all of that. Sounds like a fun afternoon, if you ask me. I should know I put out the content. So click the link, check it out, and come Patreon on Patreon. So I'm the Archangel of Lions, Markangelo Lions. But you can just call me now. And if you want to book me for a private session, there is a video that I made for my 25th anniversary, which was on May 1st, 2023. But since then, I have moved. It's still in the description box. The video is there. Booking private sessions with Mal explains everything you need to know, essentially, about booking a reading with me, except I filmed that in Holbrook, Long Island before I knew I would be moving to Saratoga Springs. So there have been some changes made. Like, for example, I am available for readings at the Magic Moon in Saratoga Springs on Phila Street. That's Phila. I have days set aside that I go there. They let me know if someone's booked. I come in, I do the reading, and then I come back home and do stuff like this, right? I'm running a company and writing books and taking clients left, right, and center. And it is true, I am taking clients, the majority of which is video. What we do is I send them a Zoom link, so they jump into a video chat with me on my Zoom platform, so they don't have to memorize nothing, they don't have to take notes. It's all recorded at the end of the reading. I send them a link so they can download that video to their devices. They tell me they download it, and I delete it from the cloud. Total confidentiality is so important to me ethically as a reader, and particularly as a spiritual counselor. I keep it in the vault, and I took vows to the divine to keep confidentiality, because I've had my confidentiality violated, haven't we all? Yeah, no, it's no fun. And the most important thing I say in that reading is that I've never turned anybody away because of lack of finances. I don't mind barter, but live and let live, fairly take and fairly give. I am a witch, right? So where there's a witch, there's a way. I'm a witch, so there's a way. We can work it out. We always do. I always have. So click the link. It's a fun video. I will make a new one eventually, but you know, I got a new kitten, which we'll talk about next. But definitely the video is fun, and I'm going to keep it up on YouTube forever because it makes my mom laugh. And that being said, yes, it is true. I have a new kitten, and his name is Samuel. Sammy for short. He is so adorable. He's such a crabby-ass cat. I love him. His older brothers, Balthazar and Melchior, are slowly but surely bringing him into the lion's pride here. And if you want to see him grow up, definitely check me out on Facebook. I'm now monetized on Facebook. So yeah, on Patreon, they get to see all that stuff first, right? The subscribers and my free followers. But over on Facebook, certainly we got a lot of cool stuff going on over there. The Markangelo Lions, Mal for short, private Facebook group. I know a lot of people feel weird about Facebook. It's working for me, and I'm working with, not for them. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, my beloved aquariums. I swear to God. So I mean, I've had aquarian friends since I was a little kid. Well, I guess it works well with my Venus and Libra, and honestly, a sense of belonging. I have never felt ostracized by any healthy Aquarian, at least. You know, I don't know everybody's astrology. This ain't Death Note with astrology. Some of you got that, some of you didn't. But also remember this thing about problems, right? Reach out, right? Reach out and get what you need. Particularly rescuers tend to forget to rescue themselves and ask for help when they need it. So we're here. We're all here to help. I'm here to help. Reach out if you need me. But otherwise, you guys, like I said, are the superheroes of the Zodiac. I've felt that way for a very, very, very long time. So you hang in there. I believe in you, and I'm here to help. But you've got this. Heal, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.